I found my husband's secret phone with a dating app. It was full of matches with pregnant women. When my phone died during a work trip to Dallas, I grabbed my husband's old backup phone from our junk drawer. What I found inside wasn't just another woman. It was dozens of them all, with one thing in common: they were pregnant. And my husband of 5 years was hunting them like prey. Mike and I met in grad school. He was charming, ambitious, and seemed genuinely supportive of my career. After our wedding, we agreed to wait on kids until we both established ourselves professionally. I threw myself into my consulting work while he built his financial advisory business. Last month, I was rushing to the airport when my phone died completely. With no time to buy a new one before my flight, I remembered Mike's old phone in our junk drawer, the one he'd upgraded from 6 months ago, but kept as a backup. I grabbed it, figuring I'd just need it for email and calls until I got back. At the hotel that night, I charged it up and noticed a dating app icon tucked away in a folder labeled Utilities. My stomach dropped. I knew I should stop, call Mike, ask him directly, but my trembling fingers opened the app before my brain could catch up. What I found wasn't just an active profile, it was an entire alternate identity. Mark, 34, financial advisor who loves helping women through life transitions. His bio specifically mentioned being interested in expectant mothers navigating their changing financial situation. The messages were worse. Dozens of conversations with visibly pregnant women, all following the same pattern: sympathy about their situation, offers of free financial advice, suggestions to meet for coffee somewhere comfortable. He'd tell them his wife had died during childbirth, leaving him a heartbroken single dad who understood what they were going through. Some conversations ended quickly, others progressed to meeting up. A few contained what appeared to be financial documents, budgets he'd created for them, investment suggestions tailored to single motherhood. I scrolled until 3 a.m., feeling physically ill. This wasn't a typical affair, it was calculated predation of vulnerable women at their most anxious time. I found notes he'd kept on each woman, due dates, financial situations, whether they had family support. It was systematic. Instead of confronting Mike immediately, I called my best friend Lauren, who works as a private investigator. Don't tip him off yet, she advised. We need to understand how deep this goes. Lauren helped me access his main email, where we found evidence of 3 women he'd actually helped with investment accounts. Accounts linked to his firm but with paperwork that gave him unusual levels of access. In each case, he'd convinced them to invest their pregnancy leave payouts or family gifts intended for the baby. I flew home the next day and went straight to his office instead of our house. His receptionist tried to stop me, but I walked right past her into his private office. We need to talk about your pregnancy fetish and financial fraud, I said, placing the phone on his desk. His face didn't register shock or guilt, just calculation. It's not what you think, he said smoothly. I am building a specialized client base in an underserved market by pretending to be a widower and targeting emotionally vulnerable women, I asked. It's just marketing, he replied. You wouldn't understand the financial industry. I placed a recording device on the table next to the phone. Explain it to me then. Around how telling pregnant women your wife died during childbirth is just marketing. He lunged for the recorder, but I already had what I needed, his admission that the profile was his. That afternoon, I went to his firm's compliance officer with everything: the dating profile, the messages, the irregular investment accounts. By evening, his access to client accounts was frozen pending investigation. 3 days later, 2 women had filed complaints about missing funds. The divorce papers cite fraudulent misrepresentation of character, among other things. My lawyer believes we've only scratched the surface of his scheme. The regulatory investigation continues. Meanwhile, I am starting over at 34 in an apartment that doesn't remind me of the man I thought I married. Sometimes I wonder if I ever knew him at all, or if I was just another woman who fit a profile he was targeting: ambitious, trusting, and too busy with my own career to notice what he was building alongside it. The hardest question isn't why he did it, but how I missed it. The answer, I've realized, is painfully simple. I trusted completely where I should have verified occasionally, a lesson I won't forget again.